Alrighty, here's Kyoto for your listening pleasure. So, I'm just gonna tell you how to play this shit, and you can figure out the form of the song. I'm sure you know it because it's hard. But so that first chord before the vocals come in, there's a little chord progression that the guitar does on its own. At least my guitar does. So for that chord progression, and this is all before Phoebe sings "Stay Up in Kyoto," you know. So it's and then Phoebe comes in with the vocals. Now those chords are your G chord, and then your C add 9. This would be your same thing as your G chord, but you're moving your index and middle finger over onto the A string and D string. Same shape, just moved across a string. And then stay off in Kyoto. Stay off in Kyoto. So that's your verse, That's when you're singing and shit. So that first chord is the same chord as the first chord in the intro. It's your G. But you do a different chord for the second chord than in the intro. And that is a C major 7, So what you're doing is you're taking this shape from that G chord, moving it over to the A and D string, but you're not fretting anything else, and you're leaving everything else open. Obviously, you mute your E string. You don't want that note, but yeah. And in context, it sounds like this. And then you play for your chorus. Well, I should probably talk about the lead into that chorus. So it's you called me from the pain. And then you go into the chorus. So the chords for that are So I'm going to break that down into 3 parts. So in this first part, the chords for the first part that I'm going to teach are, So you start out with an A minor, I'm sure you know how to play that. Then a C, just a regular C. Then a regular old G. Then D, but if you really want to play it like Phoebe does and how I play it, you're going to use your thumb to press down the 2nd fret on your E string. But you don't have to do that, and it's easier to just play the regular D. Now the second part, it starts out the same as that first part. In fact, let me play the first part in context so you can see all those chords in action. You know, that's the first part. Now the second part starts out the same, but it's a little different. You know? Hold on. Alright. I'm going to do calling. But that second part, the chords are, you know, A minor again, then C, but instead of going to G, you know, you're not going to do that. Instead of going to G, you're going to go to E minor, and then B minor. So all in all, in context, that would be. You know? And then the last part starts out the same again. You know? So, it starts out the same, you know? Then you go into G, and then you're going to go into this weird chord called C sharp minor 7 flat 5. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your C major 7, but you're going to take that shape, you're going to take your ring finger, put it on the 4th fret of your A string. You know? And you're going to make that shape. And then the second chord is C major 7. And then you're going to go, and to turn your C sharp minor 7 flat 5 back into a C major 7, you just take off your ring finger. And it's the same shape. So in context, it would be. You know? And that's the chorus. And then you do the little lead thing. And the chords for that are the same chords in the intro. And then you go back into your verse. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you the outro, which is the same as the end of the chorus, actually. So the chords are kyoto. same chords, you know. You just have to learn the order of that shit and do it a couple times, you know. But that's the whole shit, you know. I hope that this sound is useful. And remember when you audition, to tell them that I sent my part and I recorded my parts and sent them. And that I'm on the song. You're just filling in. Happy trails.